Things are getting thick and thicker for Albert Ojwang's killers. In the Luo culture and in most African traditions and cultures, some people have got bad blood. You can't just spill their blood, or you can't just kill them. They will haunt you for the rest of your life. It seems to appear that's the case with Albert Ojwang. Heads are seriously rolling. Heads are rolling. This evening, the first arrest in connection to the death of the late Albert Ojwang has been made. A police constable by the name James Mukwana from Central Police Station, Nairobi, has this evening been arrested. Let's have a look at the letter from Staple Capitol Hill Police Station. From Staple Capitol Hill, subject, arrest of a police officer. Please be informed that number 260950, Police Constable James Mukwana of Central Police Station, Nairobi, was arrested today, 12/06/2025, and placed in custody at Capitol Hill Police Station by officers from IAU and IPOA. He is to be charged with the offense of murder contrary to Section 203 as read with Section 204 of the Penal Code following the death of one Albert Ojwang. IPOA and IAU dealing. More details to follow. Kenya Police Service Officer, Commanding Station, Capitol Hill, 12 June 2025. That's the first arrest that has been made public in connection to the death of Albert Ojwang. Some blood can haunt you till you die. And already, we are seeing the haunting has just started. I want us to put this into perspective, in which I'll explain why I strongly believe that the death of Ojwang is clearly going to weaken William Ruto's government. I'm also going to explain what William Ruto must do urgently to save the situation. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. Police officers normally act on orders. A senior police officer will give an order to a junior police officer, and the police officer will have no option but to obey the order. What I'm seeing here is a junior police officer who blindly might have obeyed an illegal order from above. So they are starting with him. Assuming Kenyans will still take to the streets demanding justice for the death of Ojwang, then arrests are going to go high and higher. And William Ruto will be forced to also sacrifice Eliud Langat. He'll have no option but to sacrifice Langat, failure to which himself he will be in a very serious problem. So I'm very sure that William Ruto's government is still trying to weigh the situation. If the heat is going to be more heated, then the arrest will go up high and higher, and eventually might have Langat being shown the door. If the situation calms down, then Langat will stay in office. Nothing will be done to him. And even to this police officer who has been arrested, he might, after all, be just let free after everything will have calmed down. That's what I'm seeing here. The impact of this arrest is that moving forward, the police service, the officers, will be very careful when dealing with suspects or when dealing with Kenyans. This issue of an illegal order being obeyed from above, most police officers will have to question whether the order is illegal or legal. I'm seeing something like that going to happen in the coming days. And that will only mean William Ruto's government will start losing power. If top police officers will be giving orders which will be questioned, then I'm seeing Ruto's government will start becoming weak and weaker, and eventually the government will not be able to deal with protesting Kenyans or to deal with other suspects. That's something I'm seeing here. And that will only mean Ruto's government will grow weak and weaker. The government is growing weak and weaker because William Ruto does not have strong soldiers on the ground, soldiers who are respected. As it is right now, William Ruto, just as I did explain in our earlier analysis, Ruto is trying to micromanage everything. Right now, he's in an alliance with Raila Odinga, but it appears to me Ruto is still trying to micromanage everything. He wants to micromanage 2027, and he also wants to micromanage his succession in 2032. How I wish William Ruto would just let Kenyans decide. He should not micromanage everything. That's also something that is making his government weak and weaker. And I did explain that in details in our earlier analysis. So it's simple. William Ruto should not be a hands-on kind of a person in everything. It's good to be a hands-on leader, but it also has some disadvantages. You should allow those you've given jobs to work professionally. I'm very sure that if the government could have allowed its employees to work professionally, William Ruto could have not been in this situation. But a perception has been created that he controls everything. So even if a police officer messes up, it's always being tied to William Ruto, the president. He should allow those he has given jobs to work. He should not be micromanaging them. It's also coming out very clearly to me that William Ruto's government, and this is also something I did explain in our earlier analysis, Ruto's government are not good in such matters. Yes, Ruto is coming out as a vengeful leader, but planning on how to maybe do such dirty works, maybe they were not prepared to do that, and that's why they're getting exposed. It's also likely that some police officers who are allied to the opposition might have done all this dirty work deliberately to paint the government in bad light. I'm saying that because about 3 or 2 weeks ago, when there were some rumors that Rigathi Gachagua was to be arrested, Rigathi himself came out after about 2 days and he did explain on how some police officers who were sent to arrest him briefed him and they helped him escape the arrest. So the government sent some police officers to arrest Rigathi. They brief Rigathi and they help him escape. That might have been also the case here. Some police officers who are sent to arrest this Ojuang Albert might have also done the dirty works in order to paint the government in bad light. And that's why I did state clearly that the investigation authorities should extend their nets wider and wider. They should not only concentrate in one area. Let the nets be extended even to the opposition. Let no stone be left unturned. That's the only way the family of the late Albert Ojwang will get justice and they will have to know exactly what happened. Can this affect William Ruto's popularity in the Luo nation? Yes, it can, but very minimally. Kenyans are always loyal to their ethnic leaders. After 1 or 2 days, all this will be forgotten. Kenyans will be looking at where their ethnic leaders are. And that's something we also saw with what happened in 2007. In 2007, it was believed that Ruto carried the highest responsibility in what happened there. That did not stop the mountain from voting for him to the last person. In fact, they said they had forgiven him and they had moved on. That can also be the case in the Luo nation. So the death of Albert Ojwang might not affect William Ruto's popularity in a very big way, maybe less than even 1%. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you've not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.